What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Fantasy on Tap podcast. I am your host, Eric Sonier, with my boy Blake Gambino. What's up, dude? How you feeling? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, but I think we got a fun show for people today. Everybody loves to draft, so follow along.
Awesome. Good stuff. By that, he means we're going to be doing a Dynasty mock draft on here. We got a couple of our buddies down there actually going to help us keep it a little bit more realistic. They're not going to be on here, but we're going to talk about, some strategies as we go. We decided that we were going to do the first and the last pick. So I got first. Blake's got the last pick. And then we got a guy at 4. And then a guy at, I don't know, where did he move to? Oh, he's on team 9. So, spread out a little bit, get a little something going, do some strategies. Just start getting into some fantasy football stuff, dude. It's June. It's almost football time. Got a couple more months. We'll be there.
Yeah, mandatory mini camps, I think, Did they start today?
I think so. I think I saw Kamara juking some people out today.
I did see that too.
Dude, he looks pretty good. The dreads were flowing. Is all I got to say. He looks pretty solid.
Has he been suspended yet? I don't know.
No, he has not. But it'll be end of July when he does. But real quick, I just want to let everybody know. Shout out to the Fantasy Six Pack channel. Become an all access member of Fantasy Six Pack to get access to our award-winning rankings, draft cheat sheets, DFS projections, betting tools, and other great content. Best of all, you get access to us directly on our Discord, where you can get custom advice for your leagues. Go to fantasysixpack.net/plans to sign up today. It's June. It's mid-June. Fantasy starts kicking up in about August, like with the drafts and stuff. So get your stuff in, get going. It's time. It's finally here.
Yeah, we're releasing some team previews right now on YouTube. I think we have about the AFC East out so far, which I watched those videos. And if you're fans of those teams, they're definitely giving you the lowdown. Even if not, if you just want to know about the fantasy players on those teams, that's good content. And come July or come into June and July, we're going to have on the website as well, and not just on YouTube, the articles, like the written out articles, go a little bit more in depth with a little bit more stats and stuff, some of the pro stats that some of y'all might not have access to with, some of these websites that us over at Fantasy Six Pack have access to. So we'll give you some nice little stats, some stuff that you can't just get out of the Fantasy Football Magazine. Do you remember Fantasy Football Magazine? Did you ever play that far back, or were you just straight on?
I think I did. I think I actually bought one because your dad had one like all those years ago when I first started. I was like, dude, this magazine looks cool. So I think I bought one, and I was like, okay, well, now that it's like June and when I bought this, it's irrelevant in July. So
that's what I was about to say. Like the funny thing about it would be like, if anything happened within, because even if it said like for the week of September, it would still, they printed it like into July. So basically, if anything happened for that month, like I'm pretty sure I remember there was some injury that happened. I think Brandin Marshall got suspended or something. And so he was supposed to be like a top 5 wide receiver, but he got suspended. So it's like halfway through the magazine, you're like, Brandin Marshall, number 3 overall. And you're just like, this guy's not even playing for a couple of weeks, So it was always funny. Those guys that had a magazine back, 10, 15 years ago, you kind of go over and be like, oh, you got to what's the magazine say? And you're like, in your head, you're like, this dude's about to scoop up the draft for sure. So, yeah.
For sure. So talk a little bit about what we're about to do this mock draft. We're about to do it on Sleeper. We all love Sleeper. But I think it's the best fantasy app. And also it's free, so that makes it a little better. We're doing a Dynasty mock draft. 15 rounds, I want to say. 15 rounds. We're going to do 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 receivers, tight end, 3 flexes. No defense or kicker because I don't draft those anyway. I don't know if you do, but yeah. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go through it.
Little tip, yeah. If you don't get those first 2 wide kickers or defenses, just stream, man. It makes the Sundays a little more fun. You got to wake up early and see who's playing who and pay attention to matchups. So yeah, if you don't get Justin Tucker or like 49ers defense or something, I don't know who's the best this year yet, but
don't wake up on Sundays and pick your defense and kicker like this guy does, because then he'll forget. Do it on Saturday minimum. Don't do it on Sundays, because sometimes you forget, like he does all the time. So I think I'm getting texts from Marlon and Taylor. They're ready to start this. If you want, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because we're going to present it to you guys. Share screen. Okay.
Producer is waiting, rubbing hands.
Boom. Should be up there. Oh, perfect. That looks super, super good. We're gonna go to roster. Boom. So now we can make picks and follow along.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not putting anybody in the queue, so you don't get any ideas.
Dang it! Shouldn't have said anything.
All right, so let's get it started. They're waiting. I got the first pick, so it is underway. All right, so first pick. I mean, this is just an easy. I mean, so in Dynasty, you got to really think about a lot more than just who's going to score points in this league. You got to really think about like age. That's a lot. I mean, you got to think about injury history because Christian McCaffrey, he's getting up there. He's like 28, I think, right? So he's getting up there in age. He
turns 28
the number
this
one
year.
pick. Yeah, if he gets hurt, now he's a step closer to 30. He's out for the year. So I mean, obviously, you want to stick with the age, and I'm going to go with the easy player here. That's why I didn't really want number one. But I will pick Bijan Robinson. Youngest back. He's easy to root for, even though he's on the stupid Falcons. But, so there we go. We got Chase and Jefferson off the board, and then Marlon went Christian McCaffrey. All right.
Yeah, I still don't think McCaffrey's a terrible pick with
No, definitely
just because, in a few years you'll have rookie drafts to have had done and pick a different player. I mean, he's supposed to be good. I didn't pick him in one of our drafts because I just hate the injury risk, really, So it's like I'm kind of trying to stay away from that.
Garrett Wilson in the first round. See, that's why I wanted to invite him elect because you always got that one guy in the league who's going to make just a pick that you're like, why did you pick this guy? Love it, though. So, yeah, you are up back-to-back picks. That's what we like to like. I like the first or 12th pick. You get to go back-to-back. Even though the 12, you got to wait a little bit. You might not get one of those top guys, but you still get two solid players.
I'm going to I don't mind giving out because this is just a mock. I'm going to give out, and I've never done this on a dynasty like this, but I'm going to try 0 running back. So let me take.
Okay, there you go.
Let me take, Cooper Kupp, how old is he? Okay, I thought so. I could have Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp if this was like a regular draft, but I'm going to go Jaylen Waddle, right. And then I'm going to pick St. Brown.
Both solid
Both
picks.
Dudes, let me check and make sure just so I know. I know Brown's only 23, but Waddle 24. So, I mean, we're talking about young guys who have both been proven already. Now, I could have picked, obviously, a quarterback or something, but we're going to see who comes back around.
You see, I like the pick.
It's so funny.
Waddle.
Even computers are doing handcuffs with tight ends. It's so funny. What were you saying? Sorry.
I can't believe so many quarterbacks. But I guess it's dynasty. It makes sense because you want to get your guy, especially if they're young like those guys are. But I don't know. The strategies are different for every league you do. Like, I mean, you get dynasty leagues, you got keeper leagues, you got just regular redraft leagues. Look, Marlon Olave, dude. He loves Saints players. Mm-hmm. All right, so next pick. There's a lot of different decisions I can go, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try something different because, we're doing a little mock. I think I'm going to pick my boy Joe Shiesty. I was just talking about quarterbacks. I mean, I might as well just take the one I love the most. And then I'm going to go another receiver, I think. I mean, start off with a receiver. Just go ahead and get my running back, my top running back, wide receiver, and quarterback. Let's see who they got.
Madden draft here. I like it.
Since you know what I'm going to do? Since he just took actually, you know what? Nah, I think the running backs are just too good looking right here.
Right. I was thinking that too. Like, I was going to pick Jacobs and Gibbs, and look, they went back to back. But I'm like,
they just look so much better than the receivers. But you know what? I'm gonna stick to what I was saying. I'm gonna go DeVonta Smith. Dude's a stud. He's got the top 3 quarterback in the league. Marlon just picked Olave, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick DeVonta Smith because that's who I want to pick. I probably would have picked Olave at 3 anyway.
Yeah, for real. Got to get him back. I think this is a good thing for people to pay attention to when we go through this too. That, it's really those first couple picks where you want to get your foundational pieces of who's going to be like on your team for like, because if you're trying to really run an actual dynasty team, we're saying at least 5-year league, so you want to try to get those guys who are going to be a foundational spot on your team. You can kind of look at it like a Madden draft too, like,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So Marlon went.
I said I'm going to do 0 running back.
Not a bad pick, but not also a great one. It's just he's a little older, right? I mean, Davante Adams is 29, right? I mean, he's definitely
Yeah.
Getting up there. If he's not 30, honestly. He is 30. So yeah, he's definitely older. He's definitely he's on the Raiders now. He has no quarterback. I don't love the pick of Olave. And then Taylor went Barkley and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I guess
Hawkinson's 25.
I guess dynasty wise, and Jigba's not a bad pick, but like in the third round, it's kind of early. I don't know. This is new to me because
this is an interesting spot I'm in right here because I'm like, I kind of like. I could get Herbert. I could get Lamar Jackson. I could get Justin Fields. I got 4 minutes. Okay, I'm not gonna try to go too slow, but as soon as I say I want to go zero running back, I'm liking who's at the turn here. I don't think I can wait on any of these dudes. So another thing to do, y'all, is to look through who's got what. Because, not that everybody drafts like this, but, if one guy has 5 wide receivers and it's the 6th round and he hasn't picked a running back, you're thinking, okay, this guy might pick the next running back, so you might have to snag him.
You could still stick with you could really still stick with the zero running back 3. You still got some solid, dynasty wide receivers on here. Drake London. He's pretty good. You got Debo, who's not. I don't think Debo's that old. He's still pretty good. He's 27. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. And you got these rookies, but you also have tight ends. You got Kyle Pitts up there still, but I don't know, man. They scare me. Honestly, right here at this point, it's just like it all scares me, especially when you're looking at.
I think I'm gonna start zero running back. Still counts if you do your first 3 rounds. So I'm gonna pick a running back here, and then I'm gonna move to. Now it's wide receiver, tight end. I got Justin Herbert right here, dude. I just feel like I have a solid-ass team right here if I pick him. Hawkinson could play for the next 15 years, dude. He's a white tight end. Come on. All right. I don't want to get behind the bullet on these teams, so I'm going to just pick my QB. The great white hope.
Herbert. I like it, dude. Not a bad pick.
Yeah, if he turns into Tom Brady 5 years from now, my dynasty team is unstoppable. So
Taylor said gross to your Javonte pick. I love Javonte Williams. I think he's still a stud. I don't know, man. He had a bad injury.
He's 23 and had a knee injury. Did
young.
Somebody not pick Breece Hall?
That's what I'm saying. He's never
Breece Hall
play
went
again.
8.
That's what I'm saying. I was reading that Javonte Williams' knee injury was much worse. It was the whole knee. But J.K. Dobbins, it was the same injury, but he's back. You know what I mean? It's not like their career is over.
I will admit I don't know the ins and outs exactly, and I had my own knee injury, so I know about knee injuries. Right. But I don't. I think the guy's especially for a mock. I'm gonna mock positive. In the future he's positive. That's what I'm mocking. So
I agree. And then when he does come back, he's already practicing. By the way, I've been reading that he's practicing at voluntary OTA, so he's gonna play early on. I don't think he's gonna even go on the pup. So I think he'll be fine. That's not a bad pick. Dude, I was thinking of how I would draft if I was this was really my team, but I'm really just thinking I want to switch it up and just try new things. I might pick this.
Yeah, I think that's the point of why we picked 1 and 12 too, is we want people to see kind of all around the draft where things are going to go. Team 6 has Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Ramondre Stevenson, Derrick Henry. That's a squad for this year. Now, you might not be good 2 or 3 years from now if Kelce and Henry are retired, but you're still going to have Mahomes.
Is a squad, yeah. That is a squad.
So, you can't hate that.
And you still have Stevenson. Stevenson's young, too.
Right. I know a lot of people who hate – they get the 7th pick, and they're like, I hate this. This sucks.
All right,
7th has Lamb, Kupp, Etienne, and Jackson.
I think I'm going to take Dameon Pierce. I think Dameon Pierce is a good pick right here. He's young. He's a nice guy. He was pretty good last year as a rookie, and they just got Stroud, so hopefully he boosts the offense up a little bit. And then I think I might go another running back, or Kyle Pitts went. So I was the one I was thinking about it, but I don't really like.
He went right before Pierce,
yeah. So I'm thinking I might go another. I might just go receiver here. There's so many options. I don't know what to do. How old is Calvin really? 28. Ew. So much more complex than just picking players at this point because you got to look at their age. I would want that guy, but that's kind of old for a receiver at this point. So I might just stack because there's so many more receivers in my opinion.
You're getting that real Madden mindset. So me and Eric and our friend Connor used to play Madden leagues, and basically the way it was a few years ago, if you had a guy that was 29, as soon as he turned 30, like he was going to lose like 5 overall points. And we just would be so mad about that. So we started learning like guys 28 or 29, like not picking him because he's going to drop 5 points in a few years.
Why am I even thinking about this? J.K. Dobbins, dude. He's still like we were just talking about. He's 24. He did have the knee injury, but when he came back last year, he looked like the stud he was. Now he's got quarterback.
People forget. People forget. Now they're talking about cutting Mixon or whatever, but people forget Mixon's 26. I mean, that's still like on the lower end.
Dude, I mean, look at Team 5. They're going. Team 5 is the computer. They're going hard with the running backs. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Joe Mixon. Those are strategies like I like to use because if you just load up on the running backs, people are going to want those running backs. I promise you. They will trade a lot more for running backs than they will trade for other things. So that's sometimes I like to go. Sometimes I like to go into drafts like that. Is just thinking about what trades I can make after the draft. So I'll take more running backs and receivers, knowing that I can go ahead and get another running back from the guy along with the stud receiver. Always be thinking like that. Always be thinking about what people you could take later on as well. If you have that kind of mindset, like we've already talked about, I like to trade.
Right, looking at some dudes who are going to have some serious upside. I like that thought process.
So who are you thinking here? You got Jaylen Waddle, Amon-Ra, Javonte, and Justin Herbert.
Well, I'm definitely about to make a pretty frisky pick right here just because – oops, I'm backed out of the app. Well, let me make a good pick, and then since it's the next round, I'll make a frisky pick. I mean, looking at these running backs, it's crazy to me too that I think Akers is still pretty young, right? Like Cam Akers is
but it's just
23.
Like I don't know. Just the name Akers to me right now just sounds gross. Like,
definitely
Cam Akers. He was so bad last year.
You know what? I never get him. I never have him on my teams. I'm picking him. Alvin Kamara, dude. I don't care how low he's ranked, and he's gonna be suspended this year. I love the dude.
I mean,
love having him on my team.
I love Alvin Kamara. It's not like the dude's gonna die. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be suspended for like the
right.
Max. Like he's gonna be
he
bad.
Retires.
Marlon was telling me about like he thinks that we could also get rid of Perine after next year. So we got Kendra Miller and Jamal Williams, but I don't know, man. I just don't see us trading Kamara, dude. He has so much energy. It's just like why don't we trade?
Here's my freaky pick, y'all. They say he's baby Gronk. He's gonna have Josh Allen. I'm taking Dalton Kincaid, dude.
That's who I was going to take at my next pick, so good pick.
So he wasn't going to make it around. That's good to know.
No, he was not.
No, George Kittle went right next. So
one of the next 2 picks, I was going to pick him. I mean, tight ends are flying off the board. There's another rookie tight end that I like. Hopefully he doesn't go. Marlon knows my players I like, so he always likes to snipe me.
It's probably I got LaPorta at the end of that mock we did for FC.
That's who I was thinking. That's who I was thinking I would want, but he's
I got him in the final round. I think we did a 13-round draft, and I actually did. You read the article on that? I was getting dragged for picking Etienne and Najee Harris. A couple people said that was the worst pick, so I was just like, damn, okay, I like my team.
Oh, really? I need to go look. Oh, you're talking about in that fantasy 6-pack one we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they wrote an article about it afterward. The one that took literally 2 weeks to finish.
Dude, he loved my mock draft. I was like looking. I was like, damn, he was like really praising me.
Yeah, there was a couple of like one dude's. Everybody said they liked his team, and I was just like, I like my team better than that dude's team. Like, I mean, I think he had like you
know what?
He had like a stud quarterback or something. I had Kirk Cousins, so no one likes to have Kirk Cousins, but we're talking about trying to win a game.
I'm going to take him right now. I'm taking LaPorta, dude. I like him.
Oh, no.
Dynasty-wise, I really like him. I've been reading that he's been like the red zone monster right now. Like he's been like just eating it up. Like he's been getting all the looks.
He's from tight end U, bro.
Jared Goff likes tight ends. Jared Goff likes his tight ends too. So I mean, let's go for it. Then I need a receiver. I think I might just disregard age here, even though he's not that old. I'm gonna go Amari Cooper. I don't think he's a bad pick in the 7th round, especially when all I have is DeVonta Smith at receiver at that point. Yeah. So Amari Cooper, I think Deshaun Watson finally has went through a whole offseason, and he's gonna be able to start week 1. So let's hope he's all right.
Where are we at? Oh, Marlon. Okay, I remember what Joe was telling me. I'm like leaning into the camera and stuff. Who did he pick? Goddard?
No, he went right before. I bet he was about to pick Goddard before that happened.
Well, he has Hawkinson.
Marlon's going old school. Like I don't think he's starting to realize this is a dynasty draft. Because I mean, Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, and Keenan Allen are all pretty old. I guess Aaron Jones isn't the oldest, but he's not a spring chicken anymore. 28, about to be 29.
Man, there's a few of these guys that I'm like you're saying, I'm having to remember. Oh yeah, this is like dynasty, so maybe I should be picking younger dudes like. I mean,
after a certain point, you gotta you gotta stop looking at you want your studly players to be the ones that are young and are gonna be around for a while.
Right.
But once you start getting around to the mid rounds to the later rounds, you want to start just picking best available. You still want to be competitive every year. You don't want to just go into a draft and just get a bunch of young guys just so you can hope that they're good one day. You want to leave it good. So you can start looking down. You can start scrolling down and picking the guys you like the best. Because I mean, Ezekiel Elliott is so far down there. I mean, is Zeke just not going to play football anymore? I mean,
I really think I think he's going to get signed back with the whatchamacallits, honestly.
Fournette is so down there. Is Fournette bad now? Like, I mean, I thought he was okay last year. He wasn't bad 2 years ago. Playoff Lenny was doing his thing.
I guess give me this dude since everything that just happened.
Alexander Mattison, dude, I like him.
He's
I was
not
kind of
too
sad
old.
that I traded him. You probably didn't even see it. You don't pay attention. I traded him in the
before
Dynasty League, actually. No, I traded him after. I traded
him. Yeah, you love the trade, so I don't doubt it.
I traded him in a third for for Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, Pacheco went in the 6th round. Yeah. You just took him in the 7th round. So, I mean,
but now Marlon asks, is this dynasty or redraft?
Well, I've been told you this.
Right. Oh man, I'm starting to get down here into these dudes where I'm like,
wait till Marlon watches this back, he's gonna be like, "Oh, geez, I didn't realize that it was a redraft. I mean, it was a dynasty." So you got Joe Burrow, Bijan. I know that's my team. Sorry. So your team
is the guy I like who's still down here. I'm skipping Mike Evans. No offense to the Bucs, but he's got to get old one day. Diontae Johnson, maybe your boy will start playing better. You got Pickens going to take some, Pickens started playing really well, and they got Freiermuth, so, maybe they'll take some heat off with Diontae. I think Deontay's a really good player, honestly.
Diontae Johnson, I think he's super good.
Thought about taking Kadarius Toney. He's younger. He's got Mahomes, but the dude, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, when you got an ankle injury or a hamstring injury or something, look, see, he just went.
Because you said his name out. You said his name out loud, and they must have heard us because I was gonna pick Kadarius Toney. I don't think it was a bad pick this late. Did you say something about Mike Evans? Oh, he just went too. Okay.
Yeah, he was the next up available when I picked Diontae.
See, now we're starting to get to the point of it's just now you're just trying to fill out your team. I mean, we still got a couple slots left that we need to fill out for our starters. You got 3 spots left that I need starter wise. Now you kind of just got to go best available. I think Mike Williams is pretty good. I mean, he's getting old too. Damn, he's 28. That's kind of ridiculous. I didn't think he was that old.
Yeah, you have to think he was one of my players that I've had his whole career, and I think he didn't play his first year, right? Because he had a back injury or something. Or
yeah. So you don't want to go people with injuries, especially when you got younger guys on the board. You scroll down a little bit. I mean, Cortland Sutton is so far down here. You just got I'm picking him. I cannot believe I just got him in the 8th round. He's on the Broncos with Sean Payton. As a Saints fan, guys, go for Sean Payton's players. I mean, he likes to utilize his guys.
I saw him ranked number 2 overall as coach, and I'm like, they never ranked him as a number 2 for when he was on the Saints, but then it said for fantasy, and I was just like, oh, okay, all right. But they're about to act like this dude's the greatest coach. I'm like, y'all hated this dude when he was on the Saints.
Oh, they're going to do that. I mean, they don't like the Saints. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to take your boy out of Ponchatoula. I'm going to get Tajee Spears. Young-wise, I think that's a good pick. Derrick Henry's getting older. I was reading that Tajee's going to play a lot of third down back. Hopefully that knee's looking good. He's saying he's looking healthy. I know we talked about that when we talked about our rookies, but they're saying his knee's okay. So let's go.
I can't believe you picked Bijan Robinson over Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Dude, that's crazy. I know it's
I don't pick wide receivers in the first round.
It's just so like you picked an Atlanta Falcon over 2 LSU guys. Like that just seems crazy.
Don't do that to me. Don't do it. We're trying to teach people.
Here's what not to do. He's right. Don't pick based on feelings, but I mean, man, sometimes you just gotta look at a player and be like, man.
Look at Marlon. That dude will die on his Eagles players. That's his downfall sometimes. You don't want Saquon. You don't want CeeDee Lamb. You don't want CD. Come on. But he likes some Saints players all of a sudden. He's been drafted them. He got Chris Olave acting like he don't know what a dynasty is, but he picked Chris Olave with his second pick. Jeez.
Yeah, that was crazy. I really thought Olave might come back around.
No, I'd have picked him at 3 or 2.
Like I was reading on there, if Jaylen Waddle wouldn't have been available, I would have picked him, honestly, because I was going to pick 2 wide receivers right there at 12. But, yeah, if you're doing a full redraft like this, a brand new draft, I mean, if I would have said I have Javonte Williams, Alvin Kamara, and Alexander Mattison as my 3 running backs, like, you can't hate that. Like,
no. I mean,
now, my first 6 games this year, I might not have a running back to start, because Williams supposed to be hurt and Kamara's supposed to be suspended, but we're looking into the future,
I have Javonte Williams, Alvin Kamara, and I did have Alexander Mattison last week for my Dynasty League, so no, I can't really talk bad about your picks.
Yeah, you
players.
Can't say you hate those guys because you got them. All right, so we're back up here. Now, did this dude already go? Because I would much rather have his backup. I mean, there ain't no way he's way down here. They have Kayshon Boutte ahead of Chase Claypool on this.
I mean, he's got DJ Moore and what's his name over there?
But I thought you said, didn't you say you read something that Boutte was not even going to make the team? Like, I just think that's crazy.
I think people always say that about players. I think he'll be fine, but they did say that. I did read that he might not make the team, but you don't draft a rookie and cut him. You know what I mean?
Brian Robinson, man, I might have all of a sudden my 0 running back is turning into 0 wide receiver because I'm not liking these receivers up right now.
Let's show the world your
Davis
team.
Is only 24 though. That's pretty crazy.
Let's show the world your team. Wait, it's not going to
highlight me, baby. Yeah, maybe I should be looking at it like that too.
Oh, here we go. I can get it. Just gotta scroll right here.
Yeah, I mean,
being funny.
We're set up. I should get a backup wide receiver. Oh, man, the thing about Bateman, as much as because I've been picking the other guy the rookie they drafted over Bateman, but if Bateman plays, I mean he's gonna be decent. Like it's just about that injury history. As people can tell watching this, I'm a very injury averse person. I've had amazing teams that are like Red Cross at the end of the year. So you start getting gun shy on guys.
That happens to me all too much.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pick, like I said. Wait. I'm going to pick Gabe Davis. Doesn't hurt to have a wide receiver that goes with a great quarterback.
I just don't love Gabe Davis. I just don't love him.
And then I'm going to go another wide receiver. I can't believe Brian Robinson's on here. I mean, I guess he had a decent season with even shooting himself and stuff, so. Tank Bigsby. Everybody's high on Tank right now, dude. I got to tell you, I mean, until I see it, I just can't, put a high stock in it.
I was starting to think about it. I was like, maybe it's not a bad pick because, ETN's kind of a receiving back, so you might give Bigsby a run. I mean, he did hurt his Achilles, so isn't that like a lingering issue? So, I mean, it's at any time. I mean, and they use a little high draft class on him. So,
yeah, I've read something to where I have this follow on Twitter, I think, where basically no guy that's ever torn his Achilles has ever come back and had a productive season, except for last year when Diontae Foreman did it. So that's why people were shying away from Cam Akers and stuff last year. So, and Diontae Foreman's running style doesn't really go towards what you really use your Achilles for when it comes to agility and cutting and stuff. So he's really just a downhill runner. But yeah, I think Akers had some pretty. Right, yeah. And Akers had some pretty horrible games when he first came back, so you never know. I mean, he's on the board.
You know what? Honestly, you convinced me. I'm going to take him. Thanks, Bigsby. I think he's going to be okay. I did actually. When we didn't where we weren't going to get Tajee Spears because I like the hometown guy. I was hoping that we would pick Tanks Bigsby because he was pretty dominant over there at Auburn. He wasn't too bad. I think I'm going to switch over
It's
here.
one of those things too with the SEC though. They have those great lines, so it's like you always have to be wary of like who's running behind an awesome offensive line.
Right. So then I'm gonna go ahead and break the like I was saying earlier. You don't want to just always go young because they're not always gonna be good. I'm gonna take Brandin Cooks. He's a very consistent player. He's always scoring touchdowns, and now he's on the Cowboys who like to push the ball. So I think Brandin.
I can definitely see him catching some Dak Prescott bullets across the middle.
Yeah,
for sure.
Brandin Cooks is always good. Like every year, Saints nailed that draft pick. I mean, we did get rid of him, but the dude is always productive.
No, I like it too. I think we did well.
I think he's been like a 1,000-yard receiver every year. He's played a full year, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you hear about this Tank Dell dude? They're saying he's taking over practice soon.
Dude, that's the dude that CJ Stroud was like, go get this guy. Please draft this guy. And they did. They listened to their quarterback. I like that.
Who just went? Rashaad Johnson and Elijah Mitchell. Okay, I picked Elijah Mitchell at the end of another round, at the end of the mock we did for Fantasy Six Pack. And I got to say, like, nobody said it was a bad pick or anything, but no one was like, oh, nice pick. But I'm telling you, San Francisco running backs, like anybody that's in that guy, Kyle Shanahan's offense is getting play. Like, especially at this late round, at the 11th round, like that guy could probably get you 10 points a week just being a backup. And sometimes you start a guy who has a consistent 10 points a week, so.
And behind Chris McCaffrey, anything could always happen. And like even
that's when Chris McCaffrey
was playing last year, they put in Elijah Mitchell a lot, so he was playing a lot.
They had the other guy too before they traded him. They traded him to Miami. Now I forget his name all of a sudden, but his name exceeds me. All right, so we're looking at 3-3-3. How many rounds are left? 4 rounds. Okay,
4 rounds left. We're drafting bench players. Even though I got Brandin Cooks pretty late, I would start Brandin Cooks. It's not a bad pick. So now it's kind of like just filling out your team, man. What do you mean?
Look, if I'm one of these Falcons people who thinks the world's gonna be set on fire by Desmond Ridder, I mean, he's available here. If I didn't have a quarterback, I've seen people tagging him having 5,000 yards this season. I'm just like,
dude, people are delusional.
I'm like, maybe rushing and passing.
Did you watch him play last year? Like, where are people getting this from?
There's like a PFF mock you can do that mocks out the season, and it just bases on what you're going to do, pass or throw. And they have the Falcons passing more. So I guess that's why they have him getting so many yards.
They drafted a running back at 8. They drafted a running back at 8 overall, saying that he's a Saquon Barkley type guy, and they're gonna throw more with a rookie quarterback who wasn't all that great last year, or a sophomore quarterback.
Right.
Makes sense. PFF is like solid.
Here's a guy I loved when he came out, and he got hurt his first year, and then he was behind. Gosh, I'm missing people's names today, but Rashaad Penny, now he plays for the Eagles. They have like 5 running backs. Their quarterback runs. It's like, am I putting money on this dude? Like,
I'll give you a penny for Rashaad Penny.
I'm gonna take Skyy Moore right here. I can't one of my big things to do is just pick a wide receiver that has a great quarterback. Mahomes is gonna play for the next 10 years. Skyy Moore's 22. He returns punts. I mean, you're gonna get points from that guy. He might go in the backfield here and there. Like, you're gonna get points anywhere from that dude. And
he did all right in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, he scored a touchdown.
I need to look at my team real quick. Oh, that was a bench player I was drafting too. Okay, Skyy Moore on the bench. I like to see that. Okay. All right. Well, look, and I'll take Penny then because I don't hate him. I like him. If his upside for Penny is good, if they don't have Sanders, Boston Scott, the other guy you got, Gainwell, DeAndre Swift too, I guess, but that's another guy who. When a team's really eager to get rid of a guy, you got to be wary of that. I love Swift. I had him last year on my team. Like, playing wise, he's a great player, but I think there's rumors about him not practicing hard, not practicing hard, but not going hard when it comes to like preparing for the game.
Right.
Which that stuff's important, dude, especially in the NFL when you're playing every single week. And as a running back, you should be on the field for 30, 40 snaps. So if you're not fully ingrained in the game plan during the week, I mean, the coach, how can the coaches trust you, you know?
Right.
Rashaad Penny's a dude who literally came out of San Diego State where Marshall Faulk went. He was running for thousands and thousands of yards. I mean, he's a pretty decently sized dude, too. He's like, they haven't listed 5'11". I swear he was like 6 foot, but I guess that depends on how you, if you're wearing shoes when you get measured and stuff. But that's a big dude. They love to run the ball, especially when I'm drafting, you know, my 4th string running back. Or no, is it 5th string? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's my 5th string running back. I know there's some dudes who are starting that dude this year in their fantasy league, so can't hate it. He's 27.
So I went Rondale Moore. I mean, I think he, like we were talking about earlier, he's a pretty big benefactor of DeAndre Hopkins leaving. You got him and Marquise Brown over there, so that's not a bad pick. And then I'm gonna go. I think you know what I'm gonna take. Wait. Oh, I'm about to say. I think this guy's gonna.
Back.
What?
Oh yeah, Edwards. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming back. No, if it comes to me, just hold on.
This dude. All right, so I'm gonna take a guy that I think. I mean, he's still pretty good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think I'm gonna wait on him. Actually, I think he's gonna get traded somewhere. So I think he'd be a better pick. I think people are gonna wait on him, so I might wait on him too. I think I need another tight end, but at this point, they're all pretty taken. I don't know who to take, honestly. Throw a wrench in the plan and take my boy Derek Carr, but I ain't gonna do that because he's also old. I think I'm gonna go Samaje Perine because he's gonna be the starter while Javonte Williams is out. So, as you can see, the teams are starting to build themselves out here. I started off pretty hot. I got the best running back at the draft. I got a pretty young starting squad besides, a couple of guys, but that's okay. Like I said, you just want to fill out your lineup, guys. Blake is going a different route. He was going heavy receiver. It's not too bad though. My buddy Taylor, he's going to think he's got a good team, but I don't know. It doesn't look that great to me. It's not too bad, but it doesn't look too good, to be honest with you. And Marlon, I think he actually didn't realize that this is a dynasty draft at first with this, so he started to switch it up.
I mean, I know we said it a few times, right?
What?
That it was dynasty, like before you invited.
Right, yeah, right. That's what he said. So I was just like, his team is still looking better than Taylor's, to be honest with you. I don't love Taylor's team. I bet he's going to come out saying he has the best team, but I don't know. It just makes me sick a little bit to look at it.
Here's a guy I love. He's only 24. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Put him on my team, dude. I
liked him too until they got Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore's a stud, and he's going to come out swinging this year.
I definitely agree, but the Browns are going to throw the ball, dude. Deshaun Watson had a full offseason.
I forgot to do this. Shout out to the LSU Tigers making the World Series. Wore my little collar shirt. We in the series. We played Tennessee on Saturday. We're gonna wreck them dudes. Paul Skeens is pitching, dude. The dude's a stud.
I'm about to say, if Skeens is available, dude, just watching some of his stuff from the other night, when you can throw the ball 100 miles an hour and it doesn't, your arm action doesn't look like you're trying to throw your arm off of your body, like you're a beast for sure.
He's 6'7", 250 or something like that. Like, I mean, the dude's putting everything into that throw. All right, what you thinking here? What's your last?
I just picked Peoples-Jones. I mean, I might get a little crazy. I know it's only
got 2 rounds left.
Two rounds left. Let me see. There's a guy on here I like, but is he available?
I think my next 2 picks are both going to be crazy. Well, one's going to be crazy.
All right, I'm just going to pick this dude because we were just joking about him, and like we said, they like him. Tank Dell.
Good pick. It's not a bad pick. Oh, Clyde Edwards just went. I was going to pick him because I think he's going to get traded. And
that's kind of what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Clyde Edwards is good. I don't know what they're thinking of there. He's a little tiny, but he'll be all right. Let's see. Taylor
Mostert's on here. And then talking about getting Nola and then trading Mostert, right?
You know what? I might pick playoff Lenny, dude. I mean, he's gonna sign with somebody, right? I mean, he's 28 years old. He's gonna sign with somebody. He's not like he's dead. He's dead in the water again. He's gonna be all right. He's got to go somewhere.
I think the thing with him is that he just doesn't catch the ball, so like that's why people are like not high on him this year. You know, like if
he's gonna go somewhere.
He did have a lot of catches last year, I think, but
he's gonna go somewhere and ruin somebody's fantasy stuff.
Oh right, yeah, that's kind of exactly what those guys are for. Hired hitman. Let me see how many catches he had last year. That's the one thing. If y'all don't use this sleeper app, man, y'all got to jump on this thing. It tells you everything. I'm trying to get. Speaking of that, do you pay for our league? Like, do you have to pay money for
it? Which one?
On Sleeper.
Oh no.
It's all free, right? Because we pay like $90 for my fantasy league.
All right, so I'm back up. I'm gonna pick with my first one. I'm gonna pick. Yeah, that's on my fantasy league. You got to pay. I'm gonna pick Playoff Lenny, dude. He's gonna play and he's gonna be good. And then my second pick is the one I was gonna be talking about.
73 catches last year. I mean, that's pretty good.
Since this is a dynasty league, I'm gonna pick a dude that's gonna he's gonna take some time to be able to play. I'm picking Hendon Hooker. Dude's gonna be a stud one day. Now he's just gonna go on the taxi. He's gonna sit there on the bench until he's ready. Because I got Joe Burrow. It's gonna be all right.
Wow. Okay. I mean, Brock Purdy was sitting right there, but
Brock Purdy,
Stetson Bennett, dude. Like, what are you doing, bro? Zach Wilson, he'll get traded. Tom Brady's still available, dude. What are you doing?
Is he on here?
Yeah.
You can pick Tom Brady. You can. He said I ain't playing. He's doing Mr. Beast videos, bro.
He's certain he'll remain retired. All right, so we're coming up. Is it me? Last pick? All right, here we go. Mr. Redmond. Who do I pick? Man, I'm just going to pick this dude, I think, because I see his name on here. I always have liked him. He's young. He was who I thought was going to be Baby Gronk before the other dude.
Kincaid.
I'm picking. No, I don't really care for any of these brothers. No offense to these guys. Kenny Pickett, I mean, he'll be in free agency. Booty is there. Yeah, this is the guy I like, dude. I'm picking him. Trey McBride, tight end. Always like this kid. I think I watched him on the combine one year, and I was just like, this dude's got something. Like, you know, tight ends need to have a little, because they're blocking a lot too. You know, they need to have a little edge to them, you know. So I'm picking Trey McBride. I think in a few years, he's not my number one tight end. So in a few years, he'll be, Zach Ertz can't play forever. So.
All right, so we ended the draft. I'm going to go ahead and give a rundown of both of our teams. And I want you guys to comment below who you think has a better team, who's going to go farther in the first year, you know, dynasty-wise, who's better team. Starting off with Blake, you got Justin Herbert, Javonte Williams, AK. You got Jaylen Waddle, Amon-Ra, Diontae Johnson. That's a sick receiving core. You got a nice little Dalton Kincaid, Alexander Mattison, Gabe Davis, Brian Robinson, Skyy Moore, Rashaad Penny, Donovan People, Tank Dell, and Trey McBride. You went pretty young. It's a solid squad. I do not dislike it. Go back to me. You got Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, Bijan Robinson. You got Dameon Pierce, both stud running backs, both young. DeVonta Smith, Amari Cooper, Cortland Sutton, all solid starters. You got Sam LaPorta, who I think is going to be a good young tight end. You got 3 stud running backs right here. 2 of them are backups right now, but hopefully they, evolve. And you got J.K. Dobbins and Tajee and Tank Bigsby. Brandin Cooks, Rondale Moore, Samaje Perine, Leonard Fournette, and Hendon Hooker. We can actually just, give you a quick little look at the other 2 teams played around draft. This one kind of went a little old school, but it's still a pretty solid team. He's going to be competitive in the first year. Then you got Taylor. I can't believe it's letting me do it now. His team is just, I don't know, just looks average to me. It's not bad, though. I don't think it looks bad. I think he can make a playoff run, but it's just blah. But, yeah.
I just, know what it is, dude? Rachaad White. I mean, I'm not saying the dude's going to be bad or anything, but like Connor's even sending me teams where he's like, look at this team, and like his RB2 is Rachaad White. Yeah. I'm just like, I mean, look, I'm not saying the dude, when it comes to touches, he's the number 1, right? So he should be getting all the carries and stuff, but I don't know.
Connor's that high on him. I don't want to be that high on him. So.
Baker Mayfield's your quarterback. Like they're gonna put 8, 9 in the box. And Rachaad White's not Saquon Barkley, like he's not Barry Sanders. So he's
like a 5th round pick last year. I mean, it's not something to be, but I mean, it's not bad. But yeah, so that's our mock draft. Like I said, comment down below who you think is going to be the better team in the long run or maybe even short term. I'm going to go ahead and just close out with the Fantasy Six Pack one more time. Please subscribe to them for all your fantasy football needs. You can get that at fantasysixpack.net/plans. They have all the stuff. Go back and look at it. Closing arguments, Blake. What you think? Who's had the better team here? You be honest.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't want to be like a homer to myself, but you've got Joe
That's what you
Burrow.
drafted for, dude.
I just think you've got Joe Burrow, but I really like my wide receivers, man. Like you said, Waddle, St. Brown, Diontae Johnson. I got Alexander Mattison as my RB3. Can't really hate it. And I finally got Alvin Kamara on my team, and Justin Herbert's my quarterback. I mean, I got to go with my team, bro. I love your team, especially with Burrow, but I think this is why we did it like this too, guys, because we got one guy picking at 1, one guy picking at 12. We wanted you to kind of see each end of the draft and who's gonna that you can still make a good. I made a team that I think is better than the guy who had the first overall pick, right? I mean, it could be crazy, which is possible, of course, but we're being serious that. Me and Eric talked about this just because we've played with guys who get like the 7th pick and they're like, oh man, my season's over. Like I got 7. And it's just like, dude, draft your team. It's not just because you have 7 doesn't mean you're given the 7th best or the 7th to last team. I've won from I think I won 2 years in a row. I had like 6 and 7. So you don't have to have 1. You don't have to have 12 with the back-to-back picks on a snake draft to win. Okay. So
yeah, obviously there's preferred spots that you would want 1, 2, or 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever you want to call it. But you can win out of any draft spot. You just got to be able to draft well. That's what we're here for. We're here to teach you how to draft. We're here to tell you how to pick players. And we're going to keep doing that as the season gets closer. We'll have more episodes come out. We might not do it every week, but once I think August rolls around, into July, we'll start coming out every Tuesday. Every Wednesday, we'll have an episode for you guys. But other than that, it was a good episode. I like
good to see you again, bro.
Teams. Yeah, absolutely, always. And I want to see what you guys think about our teams. Let us know. Let's put it in the comments. Who had the better team? Yeah, I hear my dog barking too. But all right, that's it for our show. We're gonna tap out of here.
Tap out. One love. End recording.